Yo, what's up, everyone? In the previous video, I have built this AI lead qualification system, and the next that I was going to build was this AI lead follow-up system. So now I have built this AI lead follow-up system. So let me quickly show you how this works. So basically, when I have submitted the form, which is the trigger, some kind of a trigger, like I'm filling the form as a lead, like full name, email, phone number, website, and what's your budget, and based on that, it's gonna scrape the website, and an AI agent would tell me if the lead is qualified or not. And if the lead is qualified, not qualified, and nurtured, there is a router which this AI agent would act as a router, and then it would send me a message, three different messages, depending on if I'm qualified, if I'm not qualified, or if I need to be more nurtured, right? And based on that, it's going to add this into the CRM, which is if I'm qualified, nurtured, or not qualified. And there would be a responded row which would be positive if I'm responded positive, negative, or low, and date added, and the first follow-up date, first follow-up sent, second follow-up date, and everything. So now the second is a follow-up system. So I am going to do two follow-ups, which is follow-up 1 and follow-up 2. And then this last one, the last node, is all about the last structure, the last system is all about when I get the response from my Gmail, and it is going to match that into the CRM. And if it's true, then it is going to generate me a personalized, yeah, it is going to generate me a personalized, but which is if the lead is, where is it? Yeah. If the lead is has responded positively or negatively. So based on that, the lead has responded positively, it is going to append into the CRM and send me a Slack message so that the human SDR can take over, or if the negative, then human SDR can take over based on that. So that is simple as that. So let me just quickly run you through the demonstration on how the system actually works. So let me just quickly show you how the system works. So let me just execute the workflow. So it is going to ask me a bunch of questions. So let's just write the ones. I'm going to include my Gmail, which is philippine@gmail.com. My phone number 123456745. I've said I'm going to use a commercial e-com website for a car accessory, for example. So car accessories near me. Car accessories. Hmm. Yeah, for example, this one. For example, this website. Yeah, we'll just take this website. And what's your budget? My budget is $30,000, and I need to run and improve my Google and Meta ads, for example. Let me just submit this form. So here you can clearly say it is going to scrape the website, and it has generated me a personalized email, and it is going to send me the email, and it is going to append in the sheet. So yeah, John Cena, my email and the phone number, website, budget. I'm qualified with a score of 95. Responded no, and the date added is this. First follow-up date would be this 11th, and the second follow-up date is 13th. So yeah. So now based on this, let me just show you the Gmail which I've got. So yeah, this is the email that I've got from my, which is Hydron. I took a look at the auto praise and see plenty of potential to refine Google Meta ads to drive better results and everything. And yeah, this is a personalized email that I've got. So now let me just do a follow-up. So let's just assume that this is the follow-up agent. So this is the first follow-up, and let me just capture agent. Okay, so if it is, so the next follow-up was, that was on 11th. So let me just change this to 11. Oh, sorry. 22. So today is on 11th. And let me just execute the step here. This one. So it will. Okay, let me just execute the workflow. Cool. And this would be first follow-up sent would be yes. Yes. So now I have sent the first follow-up message. So let me just quickly check in on what are the follow-up message that I've got. So yeah, so this is the follow-up message that I've got, which is, "Hi John, want to follow up on the previous message regarding your goal, getting my ads and auto praise with your budget of 30,000." Exactly. So you can implement your own cold email, or it can implement your own email follow-up template here, and you can use that, leverage that. That is for the first, and it has updated like first follow-up message sent, and now the second follow-up message would so you can also add a schedule trigger for that. So let me just quickly run this one. Okay, amazing. So and that would be 13th of, so that would be after 4 days on 13th of it. Yep, so that was in 13th, and let me just quickly run this one. So since I've run this one, so it will also add this to yes. Second follow-up message is sent. Amazing. So now both of them I have sent the follow-up message here. So now, for example, if the lead has responded here, so that would enable the Gmail trigger, and then from the Gmail trigger it would get the data, and it would see if it matches with the email or not, and then it would generate me a output, which is if the response was positive or the response was negative. And according to that, it would alert in the Slack message if the message was positive or if the message was negative. So let me just respond to that negatively here. Okay, so I'll unpin the data. Error response in a negative way, which is okay. Let me just no, no thanks. Mm, no thanks. Okay, thanks. And I'll hit send. Cool. And let me just execute the trigger. Okay. Hmm. Yep. So now the response is negative, and according to that, it has appended and updated. Yep, it has updated the CRM, which is negative, and any. Right. So here I have built the whole system, which is the lead. First of all, it would qualify the lead based on the form trigger, and it would, and yeah, and it would then follow up like I've here. You can add a schedule trigger on every day at 10 a.m. or every day at 12 p.m. It would execute the workflow, and it would see if the lead has responded or not, and based on that it would follow up with that. And if the lead has responded, it would automatically alert the human SDR that he should take over if the positive was negative or positive, if the response was negative or positive, right? So let me just break this down on how I built this system. So first, yesterday in the previous video, I've already live built the system. So you can check out my previous video on how I built this. So you can have a better understanding on how I built the system. And now let's just focus on the follow-up system. So first, there would be a schedule trigger. You can also add the schedule trigger both of there. So the schedule trigger would be to run on a daily basis run at daily at 11 a.m. right? And mm, hmm, exactly. And it would first of all check if, yeah, it would check that if the rows was matching with that. So I would just remove this, and it should be today's date. So that would be today's date. So that is 9th of January. And if it was 9th of January, then it would, and the first follow-up sent would be no. So adding the filter here, and according to that, it would again get into this. And the user prompt here is to write a personalized follow-up email with the following bit. Remember, I haven't, it is just the AI that is giving me the output as a follow-up email. So I haven't actually entered any of the cold email template here, like the template follow template. I haven't added any of them. You can also add that. And based on that, all of the information about the lead. And based on that, it would generate me a personalized email with the output exact format of the personalized subject and personalized body, right? And then it would take on the JavaScript code. You know what? Let me just run the system. So actually have a better understanding. Cool. And let me just okay. Hmm. Okay. There's the and then format. It would be 11th, right? So that would be 11th. So first follow-up date would be example 11th, and it would be no, and it would be also no. Okay. And let me just execute the step here. So it has, yep. So it has generated data, and let me just quickly run through the whole. Mm. Okay, so the AI agent has generated the personalized subject and the personalized body, but has given me only one output, which is only in one JSON format. So here it is going to, yep, it is going to give me two separate JSON formats, the code in JavaScript, the code node, and following up with the autocrates, Google and Meta ads, highs on, and it would append in the sheet, which is append using this, and the first follow-up email should be marked as sent. So yeah, it is sent. I am cool. So that was the follow-up system, and it is the same, just I've changed the date here, which is to 4 days after that. Other than that, it is same. You can just change the AI agent using system prompt, and then here it is personalized alert message, like when there's it is responded. So it is going to check every minute on the Google account. You can just add your credentials here, and it would check that, and based on that, it would generate me a like it would. Okay, let me just respond to that. So let me just respond to this email and let's see. Yes, I would be interested, and send. And that would trigger this. That should trigger this. See, a mm, gives it that was a positive response. Cool. So now it has fetched the information, which would be yes, I was interested on Friday. This. Right, cool. And yeah, that was the message, the Gmail. And it has just given me the email because the email was with my full name and with the email, so it has just extracted the email as my own email, and then it would filter it and it would check if that email matches that, if the email would match in any of our CRM, and yeah, it has matched with this one with Limon John Cena. And then I'm just going with the if and else note, which is if the JSON of that is equal to, so if the rows, if the CRN, if the email that we have fetched is equal, then you can go in the yes part, true. And we have the agent that would generate me if the response was, it would understand the response, and it would understand the response, and it would give me the output of if the response was positive or if the response was negative. And based on that, with all of the information, and based on that, it is going to get into JavaScript and it is going to give me the output as positive. Yeah, the response was positive. And yeah, if the response output was positive, then you can get into the switch node, which is the positive node. And if it was negative, then it is going to go into the negative node. Simple. So yeah, and it is going to append in the sheet, which is going to give not as positive, and it would alert in the Slack message with this information, which is yeah, positive response. The lead is this, to the lead is this, with the email has responded positively, their message and follow up when ready. So this would alert the human SDR that you have to follow up and message with them response. So that was the whole system that I built. So if you want us to build the such systems for you, we can just book a call and we can talk and let's see how we can help you with that. So that's all about it. Cheers.